Andras is masculine energy, best worked in the last 18th of Samhain, which starts at sunset on the 29th of January in 2017 and ends at sunset on February 3rd in my location. Sex magic and blood spatters seem like a masturbating on one's period endeavor. I would say to either carve or write the particular symbols fresh, as a rule followed even with the best of pre-made ones. And before that, let's look at some comments. ModernSatanism.net speaks with Lucian Greaves, the Satanic Temple. Epicurean philosophy and modern science support the idea of everyone being heterosexuals that only have coitus in missionary position, but develop other tastes that should be chosen or denied based on the overall consequences. Mythology is not usually in opposition to science. I support no aspect of any mythology that opposes empirical reality. Opposition as a path seems to breed even more division amongst itself. A person who has reached the stage of a believer in a path will want it for everyone. Mere rebellion seems to be a fitting thing to oppose in a political institution, but not alternative faiths. Catholics calling people pagan and heathen in church services is hate speech in the same way Jews calling people goyim is generally hate speech. Christians have a lower rate of major sin and crime than the secular population. The clergy have a lower rate of those violations, but it is not enough to justify their position. Solitary confinement is certainly less effective than physical discipline. Both can have their place, and research universally proves this. If we look at the whole picture and admit there's differences between corporal punishment, unsupervised criminal, and vigilante free for all, and abuse. And Sierra 82, arrows are like the bullets of their day, obviously. I'm not saying these whole comments, by the way, except for the ones referring to Nargargole's channel. It is one thing to hang fabric scraps from a tree for the poor to collect midwinter at the start of Imbolc or some other time, but it's a different thing to have amulets or charms. Doing such things without false gods or false goddesses amounts to spell casting in a more, oh, well, we don't worship demons, we're manifesting our own power. Well, demons are joining in, right? Doing such thing, talismans are not powerful in themselves, but they are acknowledged to have use or remind of something. And mentioning worldly status without pride and for good use is an important principle. The division of men and women to be killed is a mercy for the close relations tend not to witness each other's execution. Okay. The idea that the Quran was not created or manifested as a party of speech and other qualities of God seems to have been said in response to Jews and Christians after. So it wasn't necessary for people to say things about it first. Worship? Okay. That's a video I'm going to say something about, but okay, I'm going to say something. True poverty and wealth, eye-opening video. It is true that the greatest wealth of spirit is a lack of connection and a lack of submission to God. The male and female, rich and poor, smart and retarded, the strong and the weak need to stop pretending like their comparable virtue or vice, or consciousness and ignorance is not the same as cultural or spiritual wealth or poverty. Bad diet and media choices facilitate the highest rate of psychological and cultural poverty. So not a sectarian thing. How to extract blood for spells and rituals without pain? Some people like to cut themselves and whatnot. Don't find that necessary myself, or even necessarily a good thing, but you're allowed your freedom. It would be best to ritualize the blood that comes naturally, or through animal slaughter, or other things that would be anyways. Contamination of food or drink by sneaking bodily fluid into food and drink is still a serious crime, even when a spiritual act. Okay, I think this was a Black Witch Coven video. Sneaking blood into somebody's drink is probably not worth the criminal risk, at the very least. Blood is the lesser keep away from, and that which comes naturally may be the most powerful for the dark arts. Abstaining from alcoholic ingredients, other drugs, and even caffeine improves blood flow. You know, you can be sober for the purposes of your own power. I agree completely that personal safety and sanitation needs to be regarded in ritual practices. Update on the Chapel of Satan floor plan. Did I actually say something on this video? An exciting review? Nope, I didn't say anything on that. Oh. Well, I guess that's it. There's not anything left on that file, so I'm going to continue with worship next.